Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. I am Amy with Growing Your Faith, and today we are going to get started with our digital Bible journaling class. We're going to get to work on our first page. I'm going to try to keep these videos about 10 minutes, so we may not finish the page because I definitely want to show you some different things about Procreate if you've never worked in Procreate before. So today is probably going to be more of an introduction into Procreate than necessarily actually creating our Bible journaling page. But I do want to start off with showing you my setup. I will leave a link down below where I describe this also in a blog post and share everything that you need to know there as well. But you really want to go ahead and download your files for today's class and have them organized. The reason being is we are going to have at least 5 videos, and we're going to be creating 5 different pages, and each one of those pages are going to have images with them. And this, if you can organize them correctly, then it will really help you find everything and not get confused about where things are. So as you can see, these are my folders. This says Amy's stuff up here. You can put this folder wherever you want, but I would create a main folder, something to do with GYF for Growing Your Faith, digital journaling class, something along those lines. And then within that, you're going to create more folders. So you can see here how I have a lot of files here. And some of them, when they go to the cloud, they look like this, and then you can't tell what they look like anymore. So it will be a lot easier if these are already in the space where they need to be. And you can see here I've got one labeled Tulip Journaling Page V1, which is for video 1. In this one right here, I've got Dragonfly Page V2 for video 2. That way you have them organized by which one we're going to go over first, and everything will be right where you need it, and it'll just make things a lot easier, especially when you start to want to drag and drop things in. So let's open up our Procreate. On your main page here, you will have all of the things that you have worked on. So I've got tons of stuff in here I really need to organize. You can also create stacks. So you'll see here, I've got, this says stack right here. There's multiple images inside here that I use to create some of my images for the blog and for Etsy and my shop and YouTube. So you can create stacks, or you can just have plain pages like this. Let's just go into a brand new page. We're just going to hit this plus sign, and we're just going to hit the screen size canvas just to kind of give us somewhere to talk about things. Okay, so whenever you open this up, this will take you back to the gallery. These are some tools that we will go over and you will use, and this is some adjustments. This is a select tool, and then this is your it will select everything on the layer. Okay, these are your brushes. This is a smudge tool. This is an eraser. These are your layers. So here, whenever you open this up, you've only got 2 layers, your main layer and then your background layer. Here's where you add more layers, okay? And then this is your color wheel. And we'll talk more about this when we talk about choosing colors. These are the things that you are going to be using the most, besides this one right here, which is your back button. You will use this a lot because you can just delete stuff. It's super easy, and you can go back quite a bit, and that you then can put it back. So this is really helpful for mistakes that you didn't mean to make, or things that you wanted to put back that you didn't mean to delete, and things like that. These are over here are your opacity for your pens, your eraser, and your smudge tool. And this is your size for each one of those things as well. So you can create a bigger one like that and a smaller one like that one that you probably can't even see, okay? So there's tons of brushes that come with this, and we're not going to go over all of those today, but I do want to kind of show you how to open up our new file in Procreate. So then this will give you something to kind of play with if we don't get everything into this video. So we're going to go back to our files here, and we're going to open up our tulip journaling, and we're going to grab this page right here. And when you open it up, you'll see this little share button right here. And you can hit that share button, and you can either slide here or sometimes it's down here. But you can share it with Procreate, and it's going to send it to Procreate. And then when we go back to Procreate into our gallery, it's right here. Okay, so it automatically creates the screen size for you based on what image you're putting in there. So if you put a PDF in there, then it's going to be the size of the PDF. If you put just a clip art, it's going to be the size of that clip art, and that's it. The other thing that I want to show you that makes using Procreate so wonderful and so easy is the drag and drop feature. Okay, so now that we have our journaling page into Procreate, let's talk about how we're going to get these files from Google Drive into our files, because I thought that you could just download them, but when you go to download them, they actually download to photos, which will still work. You can drag and drop from photos, but if you want them inside these files, you're gonna have to, so you're gonna come to these three dots and you're gonna go to send a copy, and then you're just gonna hit copy, and it's gonna say preparing to export, and then you're just gonna long press over here and hit paste, and it will put it in there for you. Okay, because it's downloading to photos for some reason. So send a copy, copy, and then we will paste it over here. It won't let you drag and drop it either from, this is Google Drive, from Google Drive to your folders on your iPad. It just puts this weird text up there. I'm not really sure why it's doing that either. So then send a copy, copy, and long press and paste. And then you have all of your files in the designated area. The one thing that's really cool about this is that you can go ahead and put them exactly where you want them, and you don't have to move them to different places. So when you download something, it goes to your download folders, and then you have to move it to wherever you want to move it. In this case, you can just open up your tulip journaling page, and this is all organized for you by pages too. So we're going to have page 1, which we will work on today, and then page 2, which we will work on in the next set of videos, and everything is already there for you. So you can create your folder here, open up that folder, and then just copy and paste everything into the folder exactly where it needs to go, and it's just going to make it a lot easier for you. So then we can pull this up and drag Procreate over here. I don't know why I always have it on this side, but I do. So you can make this small, or you can make it like half page. There's not really an in-between any of those. It's going to do one or the other. So then all we have to do is drag and drop our items in. So let's say we want another flower in here, just drag and it imports it and drops it, and then we can do whatever we want with it, okay? So this is how you resize it using these little dots here. You cannot drag and drop anything else until you hit this blue button here. And then again, like I said, it's going to highlight everything that's on that layer. So this is the only thing on our layer. Every time you drag and drop something in, it creates a new layer for it. So we have our journal page here, we have the purple dragonfly here, and then we have the tulips right here. Okay, now you don't have to drag all this in right now, but you can if you want to just go ahead and get it all in and then move this page out of the way. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. Let's move the green one over here and drag and drop. And then again, like I said, you can't drag anything. It'll just move it right back if this box is on here. So just click that and then drag and drop and move. Now we can get this out of our space here and we can have our whole page back. Whoa. Okay, that's how you zoom in. 2 fingers is your zoom. Okay, so now we have all of these layers, but it's kind of crowding our space right now. So we can easily turn them off by unchecking these sides over here. We can add it back by clicking it back on. It's as simple as that. You can also, if you want to double it, so if you want another one of these, if you slide this to the side, this is how you're going to lock, duplicate, or delete your rows. So let's duplicate, and then let's say we want to delete it, and then we can just delete it and it deletes the row. Okay, so the other thing that I want to make sure that we have down today before we get started on actually designing our page is that whenever you long press on these, you can move them. This is really, really nice, and you'll see why a lot later whenever we're doing things. But it's really, really helpful to be able to have these layers as individual layers. One, it keeps us from making mistakes that we can't correct. So for instance, if I start writing on, let me delete that. If I start writing on this page, and then I don't realize that I've made like these little dots over here while I'm like, my hand is pressing down. You see how these marks are over here? And I didn't back up, and I've already written like a whole page of notes over here. And now I've got these dots. Well, if I try to erase, I'm going to erase everything that is on this layer. And we don't want to do that. So if we, it makes it to where we work in a non-destructive way, to where we have everything on its own layer, and we can always merge those layers later if we want to, but it keeps it to where we aren't making mistakes that messes the whole page up. So anytime you're going to do any writing on top of a layer, you always want to come up, hit this button right here, then you can start. Well, maybe you can start drawing. Oh, I'm on the eraser. You see it didn't erase anything. You can draw on here and it doesn't affect this bottom layer here, and then we can turn it off and it's gone. We can delete the whole layer and it's gone. And we can start over without damaging this bottom layer. Now you can always bring another one in, but once you've done something like a drawing or something like that, it gets really hard to go back and fix mistakes, and it can really have you upset. So that is all for today. We are going to start working on the rest of our page. You can play around with this page if you want to, but I'm going to show you some more things so that we can get our page created. This actually just by itself would make a really fun journaling page, just to kind of journal your thoughts for the day. Just remember to add that extra layer, journal your thoughts, and then if you want to do so again the next day, you can add another one and journal those thoughts there as well. And they will both be there, and you don't have to destroy any layers. Okay, I hope that this was helpful for you in getting you kind of comfortable with some of the things that we're going to start using right off the bat with this first journaling page. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.